the world has changed.
Something's happening.
This is not Kong.
And it's not Godzilla.
This is something bigger.
He opened the rift to another world.
We made a mistake.
So, what's next?
Consequences.
What is up, guys? It's your boy Big Is, and welcome to my Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2 teaser trailer. I can't believe I botched that. In today's video, we're definitely reviewing the teaser trailer for the upcoming season of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which they definitely are introducing Kong for the first time in the TV series, because I know in the first season it was so heavily based on Godzilla in the first season of the show. So this second season definitely looks like it's gonna not only Godzilla returning in the second season, but I think Kong is going to have a much more bigger role moving forward in the second season. So before we get right into this video, I wanted to show you guys real quick of my YouTube channel, because I know when I started the Avengers trailer review video, I did a rebrand of my channel, which it's no longer called Biggest Extra, it's called Biggest Plus. You'll see on the screen, all you have to do is type it in on the search bar, Biggest Plus, and it'll take you to the first channel you will see, and then you click on that channel and you will be right there, right? So you'll be right there, and you'll be right there subscribed for the channel, so that way you can literally subscribe and turn on notifications to all, so that way you'll get all the latest updates. If you're new to the channel, of course. But like, I just wanted to show you guys that part, so that way if you guys are new. So speaking, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications, just so you can stay updated to all the daily news and the entertainment that we have in sports, movies, and TV shows. So without further ado, let's get right into this video, shall we? So in the first scene that you will see is older Lee Shaw, which of course is reprised by none other than Kurt Russell, as he looked like he's entered into the Hollow Earth once again, because I know they travel into the Hollow Earth in the last season, as older Lee Shaw looks around the surrounding area of Hollow Earth, as almost looks surprised and shocked on how he ended back into Hollow Earth, which they probably will explain that on the TV show to see how he ended up back into the Hollow Earth, because I know in the later season 1, that they literally went back into Hollow Earth. Or should I say they went into Hollow Earth for the first time, that group of characters. But like, since he's back there, he's definitely looks surprised and shocked looking around, seeing how he ended up back there to begin with, right? So the next scene, you're going to see two people traveling by boat to Skull Island, where they could encounter none other than our boy Kong, where Kong looks like he was sleeping until he felt a strong energy shift that gave a look of concern about what's going on. I don't know like what's going on in this scene, but Kong definitely looks concerned, man. He definitely looks very, very concerned of what's happening. But the fact that they're traveling back to Skull Island, I'll explain my thoughts at the end of the video of everything from these scenes, but we're going to continue going forward. So the next scene that you will see that there is a strong energy winds from within Hollow Earth as almost something is coming out. So they have shown the new Titan in this trailer, which you're going to see later on in the video as we go to this next scene where it looks like a flashback scene where you can see younger Lee Shaw, which is played by Kurt Russell's son, Wyatt Russell. If you don't know who he is by now, he plays as U.S. agent in the MCU, where young Lee Shaw and other researchers are there, where Lee Shaw and other researchers are looking what appears to be a hieroglyphic from the ancient times, which tells a story of the ancient people worshipping a titan monsters that the researchers cannot explain. Which, of course, this kind of reminds me of Godzilla King of the Monsters, where if you remember in that film, where the group of researchers were in a submarine tank to get to Godzilla to help him revive his radiation after he took a massive beating from King Ghidorah. But at the same time, you'll see them with these weird not weird, but like there's also hieroglyphics of what appears to be Godzilla being worshipped by ancient people, which I think it's like Godzilla's like race, you know? Like I think it was his race that like was worshipping Godzilla as well as they were worshipping King Ghidorah. That's what pretty much reminds me of this scene where they're looking at this in this cave of this hieroglyphic of ancient people worshipping this Titan that you will see later in the video. But in the next scene, it's a real quick one. You see Godzilla appearing to the massive public audience what it looks like the city of Tokyo, Japan. But I'm not sure, as Godzilla is roaring, making his arrival known to the people, of course. But I'm not sure if this is actually Tokyo or it could be another Asian country. But for now, I'm going to say it's Tokyo, Japan, because it kind of looks like Tokyo, Japan based on the building side of it. But he definitely arrives in Tokyo, Japan, making himself known by roaring to the public people that are there. So now in the next scene, you'll see a quick scene of a female researcher where she looks like she's on a boat looking concerned about something, which could definitely have something to do with this new Titan. This new Titan makes her have that look of concern, right? So you definitely will see that concern, but we go into the next scene where possibly the same researcher or a different one, I don't know, where she arrives what appears to be a hut of some kind or a big well. I'm not sure what's the meaning of that scene, but we're going to definitely find out when the show season 2 comes out. As we go to the next scene, which appears to be a monk praying about something. I don't know if he's praying about the upcoming danger that's ahead or what kind of things he's doing. But it could relate to that scene with the woman at the well or the hut, probably, because the landscape is, of course, too different. Because if this is the same area or is it like a different place, I don't know. But yeah, you'll see a monk praying in this scene. So in the next scene, you'll see where a female researcher, what appears to be using some kind of device that could be potentially be opening up a portal to the Hollow Earth, which of course in the next quick scene you'll see that more researchers are looks terrified of what they're possibly seeing, as well as a female researcher on the other scene. The next scene that's coming after that one shows that how terrified she looked after coming out for it appears to be like a bunker. It looks like a bunker of some kind. I don't know what's the purpose of the bunker. Maybe they're trying to find information of this potential Titan. I don't know. But she was coming out of the bunker in the woods, and then all of a sudden, she looks up and with her face of terrified and concern, definitely got these researchers concerned and what they're messing with that device that they're using. So And then, of course, we jump to the next scene where older Shaw looking at an unknown Titan that is rising from the Hollow Earth that could be the new Titan they will be facing this season. This season definitely is going to look crazy when it comes to facing this new Titan. So then we go to the next scene where you can see military helicopters flying into what it looks like a big cloud of smoke, which this reminds me of the scene in Kong Skull Island where researchers and, of course, military soldiers were all in a group flying into a big cloud of smoke to enter Skull Island for the very first time. And that's what kind of this scene reminds me of going into Skull Island from this clip I'm showing you. And then, of course, that's what the two military choppers is what reminds me of that, which is like they're flying into a cloud of smoke. Could it be Skull Island once again? Because, of course, the timeline is a little in between from the films. So it's possible, but I don't know. That's just my guess. But then in the next scene, you will definitely see younger Shaw and a female researcher where it appears to be talking to some natives in like some kind of small village or some kind, when all of a sudden they were attacked by these weird looking bug creatures. I almost wanted to say like those bug creatures that you see on the beach or something. I don't know. They just look weird. These bug creatures are definitely weird, and they definitely have popped out somewhere. But it looks like they're about to attack younger Shaw and the female researcher and the natives that are living there. But then, of course, we get to the next scenes where you see a group of researchers are being attacked by none other than our boy Kong, where Kong literally picked up a car and threw it at the researchers that led to the car exploding. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. What's the purpose of Kong attacking these researchers? I don't know. I honestly do not know what's the purpose, but he definitely is mad about something that leads to this attack. So in the next scene, you will definitely see older Shaw telling a male researcher what's next, that cuts to the younger Shaw with the answer consequences, as well as the younger Shaw in that clip or that scene. You will see that he's looking at something that has him concerned. And then, of course, we get to the finale of these scenes, which we see, of course, the new Titan that in the description of the trailer, they're calling it Titan X, which you can see that this Titan has double pupils with his eyeball colors blue, as Titan X is already swimming in the ocean of the Earth's surface, as a whale is swimming casually. I believe it's a whale. All of a sudden, Titan X swims above the whale, showing its new Titan massive size, which this thing is big. This thing is a big boy ready to come and do damage to Godzilla and Kong, which could most likely be Kong more than Godzilla. But I don't know. That just looks crazy how massive this thing looks. Compared to like an average sea creature like a whale or a dolphin. I don't know. And then, of course, we get to the last scene where they show us the release date, which is coming out on February 27th. That's the release date where they will show us Season 2 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters. So what are my thoughts on all of this that I told you in this video? Well, like I said, this show definitely goes in between of the timelines from the Godzilla films as well as the Kong films as well. So my thoughts on all this is pretty much just like the way these scenes are like built. It does look like when they introduced Kong for the first time. I think this is still before the events of King of Monsters, right? Because remember, when we got to Godzilla versus Kong, we saw Skull Island was nothing but a rainstorm every single time and hasn't seen the light of day since then. Of course, some people will ask, why couldn't they use Mothra to stop the storm that's raining in Skull Island? That is a good question, and I don't know we will ever answer that question, right? But it looks like when Kong is sleeping on the island. He does not look as old, if I want to say, to compare to what he looks like in present day when you saw Godzilla X The New Empire. So my guess is that when they're introducing Kong for the first time, I think this is taking place in the 1970s or like around the mid 1970s towards the late. And maybe those two people on the boat could actually be younger Shaw and that female researcher. It's possible, right? It's always possible. But with Godzilla, which we only have one scene of Godzilla, is literally coming out what it looks like Tokyo, like I said, but I'm going to say Tokyo, Japan for now. I don't know what Godzilla's purpose is into the second season, but we're going to definitely find out once the season comes out. And of course, I'm not going to go full deep dive on every single scene. That's what I already did. But I think the prediction to this is that it's definitely going to feel like more like a Kong villain going into this season with Titan X, because right now they're calling it Titan X, and then there are people out there that's already come out with theories as what Titan X name could be. I don't know. I didn't do more research on it. I don't know any possible things about it from the Titan X, but we'll have to wait and see and find out, right? So the thing is that this show definitely looks crazy. And the one last scene I will say is that older Shaw looking at a creature that's coming out from within the Hollow Earth definitely looks like it's most likely Titan X. Even that he was getting to the point, and I've actually forgot to add this to the scene as well, but I forgot to put the scene of Kurt and Shaw getting chased by that creature, which I'm going to definitely add that into the video as well, because I forgot to, add that. So, but yeah, remember in the later part of the video that I will mention that, or should I put it in the end? Yeah, I'm going to put it at the end of this, because this is my thoughts and opinions, I believe, because I forgot to add that to what we're doing. So, but yeah, pretty much that's where I feel like my thoughts on all this is pretty much simple, is that this Titan X is going to wreak havoc on our characters. And of course, having more flashback scenes like what they did in the first season will probably give more in-depth of this Titan to see how they're going to defeat this Titan and who's going to defeat her. And right now, it does look like the direction of Kong defeating Titan X. We'll have to wait and see on that. So I'm going to wrap up this video here, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this review trailer. Maybe I might actually, the scene I mentioned of Kurt Russell being chased by the Titan, I might actually add that within the video. I'll probably text it saying I forgot to add this to the scene where but you'll remember hear me saying this at the end where he was getting chased by that Titan. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review video nonetheless. And if you did, hit the thumbs up, like button if you enjoyed, as well as subscribe to stay up to the daily updates of all the news I'll give you. And of course, if you haven't seen my Avengers Black Panther review trailer, click the video on the right side of the screen, and then of course subscribe by clicking my logo on the screen. It's your boy Big Is, and I will see you guys in the next one.